Trump Tower. Have you seen Batman Returns? Yeah, that was Bruce Wayne Enterprise, Bruce Wayne's headquarters right there. Has anyone seen the movie The Hunted with Steve McQueen? I'm sorry, one more time? Okay, great. You said it twice. Don't say it a third time. You'll materialize in the bus right now and privatize all the air we're breathing. Thousands of people that gather here every St. Patrick's Day chanting one word when they dye the river green. Green, green, green. Wood Hotel there to the left. Julie Chin was the lead architect on that project. That is a great place to see a celebrity, or right here on the bus, folks. Susan Sarandon sitting right here on the bus today with us. She's humble. She's not going to turn around. That's right. That's the original 1920s marquee on the Chicago here in 1903 in Illinois. The Walgreens just bought out this bus company, so starting tomorrow we're going to have the automated self-checkout tour. Now what that is, you pay us, you come on the bus, you give yourself the tour. 3 here, Marshall Field and Company building. People get off here, Theo. Marshall Field and Company there. It's the Walnut Room. You can still get it's still in there. You can still get the original chicken pot pie from 1880. Yeah, it's a little stale though. It's a little tough. It's a little dry. It's a little cool. It was so hot in Chicago today. I saw Charlie Sheen on Michigan Avenue earlier on today. Charlie Sheen snorting ice chips to cool off. It was so hot in Chicago today. I heard a tree whistle for a dog. It's the Pritzker Pavilion over there. That's a Frank Gehry Amphitheater. Now, Daniel Burnham did this building we just passed there, and building over here. Daniel Burnham, he designed and left. He teamed up with Denkmar Adler to do the world's first nearly perfect acoustic theater. That angered people, because the people that whiz cheese in an aerosol can, that got its start right here in Chicago. What else? Twinkies. Twinkies started right here in Chicago. Yep. Diabetes started right here in Chicago. Now, Chicago's famous for deep dish pizzas and Chicago-style hot dogs. What I recommend is you take the Chicago-style hot dog and jam it, stuff it into the deep dish pizza, deep fry the whole number, and then having a paramedic standing by with a defibrillator on hand. Clear. So, 2 gargle. Try saying the word gargoyle. How do you do it? Basic gargle a little bit from the French. You can park in a driveway and drive in a parkway. Cargo goes by ship, shipments go by car. Freeway is not free and the highway is not high. Folks, Shia LaBeouf from Transformers 3, right there. Woo! Mayonnaise in the snack bar, bacon in the snack bar, and Francis bacon up on the wall. That's the original joke, folks. You can tell because it sucks. These are stop 4 here. This is stop 4 here. Hutchinson, just people coming down, Theo. Chief benefactor in this project. He combed all over Europe looking for impressionist spectators gathered. Tens of thousands of protesters gathered over here in Grant Park for the 1968 Democratic National Convention. Now they decided to move in on the Hilton Hotel where they're nominating one thing. The policeman is not here to create disorder. The policeman is here to preserve disorder. There, the Railway Exchange building there. That has a scale model of downtown Illinois Central there. It used to run up all the way around the coast here and then ended at Navy Pier for shipping. And the railroad, the different merchants like Marshall Field and Potter Palmer used to bribe the railroad conductors and the railroad managers to stop off here. When it was built, it was the biggest building in the world and the tallest in North America, to let you know how standards have changed. But this is that theater I was talking about, the Chicago Fire, and less than 20 years later, we rebuilt. We were bigger and better than ever, and we were in competition with New York to host this Columbian Expo, this World's Fair. New York assumed they got it. They even spent $100,000 on advertising in 1893 money, and they didn't get it. So Charles Dana, from the New York Sun, bitter, comes out to Chicago just before the expo. Stuff town used to have a big Polish population, and Polish people were known for leaving skinned goats on their porch to dry. And so male goat, a long-standing tradition we have here in Chicago of walking around in circles and standing in line. Sometimes we stand in circles, sometimes we walk in line. Sometimes we stand in line, we don't even know why. There's just a lot of people standing in line, so whatever's on the other side, it must be pretty good, let me tell you. Magdalena Avocado, it says, remember folks, everyone take a picture of that, because if you don't Saturday? There's no T-sound, you're in Chicago now, it's Saturday. Let me check my calendar. I don't know if I can go to rally in the alley on Saturday. I had a glass of wine and a salad on Saturday. That's from Los Angeles, who say all kinds of ridiculous things like, I can do it and stuff. Good. Let's try that. I can do it and stuff.
I can do it.
Say good. Say good. Good. Okay. And good for you. And things like that. But after 5 years of living here and now, I do catch myself saying, Bears play. Almost timed that one out. Where'd the Bears play? Now, that's Soldier Field. But a lot of people say Soldiers Field here in Chicago. There is no S at the end of Soldier Field, but people say Soldiers deal. Then people will pluralize grocery stores out here too, like I'm going to the Jewels. You want to come with? Couldn't find parking at Walmart. Hey, you want to go to Target's? And I guess because we have local chains like Dominic's that have an S at the end of it, so we just add S's to the end of everything else. And then Illinois, of course, we say Illinois, not Illinois. Degrees Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. It's 300 feet deep on average, over 900 feet out by Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Edmund Fitzgerald used to sail out of. Oh, you're from Michigan? Right there? You know, if you don't know, Michigan is a state shaped like a glove. So where on the glove are you from? Where in the glove are you from? You're from Michigan, are you? Take that building and drop it at the deepest point in Lake Michigan, it would still stick above the surface by a good 500 feet. Also, there's 500 feet of that building that's below ground. So 1/3 of a skyscraper's total height is below ground. Of course, the first skyscraper in the world was right here in Chicago, the Home Insurance Building, 1885. And the red C&A building there to the left, when it was built in the 1970s, the city said it was too gaudy and garish for the Chicago skyline. Told them to change the color. At first they refused. The city threatened to raise their property taxes, so they agreed. They signed some documents, some paperwork saying they would change the color, but in those documents, it did not say which color they had to change it to, so they just changed it to a different, even brighter, more obnoxious shade of red. So we roll here in Chicago. Over there to the left. That is Buckingham Fountain, dug by Edward Bennett, 1927. It is pumping 14,000 gallons of water a minute, and it shoots 150 feet up into the air when it doesn't in fact shoot up in the air. Also, there's a light show and classical music that plays here tonight, if you want to come see this. What else you got in town? So this is something to do tonight. You know, come around the fountain here. Also, you got Buddy Guy's Club. You got State Street and Hubbard Street has a cool Howl at the Moon, and Andy's Jazz Club, and a whole bunch of cool places. Kingston Mines, probably the most respectable jazz outfit in Chicago, is a little bit north of here, or north of here. And but why go to any of those places when you got me right here? That's right. What's the difference between Chicago blues and New Orleans blues? About 380 miles, give or take, but that is the Smurf and Stone building. That is the most dangerous skyscraper in Chicago. Falling ice and snow injure half a dozen to a dozen people off of that building there. They were going to install solar panels, but they never got around to it, so it's just a giant avalanche machine. University of Chicago there, UIC. That's an annex, though. The main branch is over on the south side. Underneath the main branch, or the main UIC, is where they did the first nuclear 7 here. I was an ugly kid. Every time I played in the sandbox, a cat tried to cover me up. I tell you, when I was born, the doctor walks in the waiting room. He told my mom and my dad. He said we did everything we could, but he pulled through anyways. A lot of kids have invisible friends. I had 2 invisible friends. Yeah, they played with each other. So, for $100 in the morning, sell it for several $1,000s the very same day that you bought it. So William Butler Ogden, he sent his brother-in-law out here to look at some real estate. His brother-in-law bought this piece of property without consulting William Butler Ogden first. With William Butler Ogden's money, furious, able to wrestle it away from him. It was everything from that street we just turned onto there to the Hancock, east of Michigan Avenue. At one point was all the free district of Lake Michigan, and he even turned his boat still lodged on the sandbar that entire time into City Hall. He's built up on top of it. Completely self-reliant with the 1 and the 2 and the bubble machine broadcasting. Get over here. All right, everyone get on your cameras. We're all going to clap. Gotta find somebody. Yes. Is that, yeah? Sure. Yeah, tips are always greatly appreciated. You give me a tip or tip me right over the side of the bus. My God, just make it quick, whatever you do.
Coming up that building, it's not
Blythe Below, right there, Below! Woo! Give it up. Tarzan. You remember what Tarzan said when he went to Oregon? He said, meet Tarzan Eugene.
Oh, Tarzan.
All right, so there's the water tower there. That's one of the few municipal buildings to survive the Chicago fire of 1871. What caused the fire? Water tower. Now, the water tower itself was done by W.W. Bowington in 1869. That's right, 1869. Do you like dates? Or do you prefer raisins? I couldn't even get a date if I was a fig tree, but that's more of a massive therapy building as a tour of Chicago. Anyways, that was W.W. Bowington, 1869, to the port and the Pritzkers. Chicago Avenue here is great. It goes all the way down to the train station there. You get a bunch of restaurants and bars. Also, one street back, Superior is the same way. On the side of that trash can there, you'll see What Did Skilling Say? You want to see that? That advertisement there. It's in public service, my motto. He said, when I sell booze, they call it bootlegging. When my patrons serve it on silver trays along Lakeshore Drive, they call it hospitality. Here's the Hancock Tower. This is the 4th tallest building in Chicago. It was done by the architect Bruce Graham and Fosler Kahn in 1969. Kind of important to remember that these two, the same architect and engineer, Bruce Graham and Fosler Kahn, did this building here in 1969. They did the Willis/Sears Tower in 1973, and it showcases 2 architectural innovations to come out of Chicago. One, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe came up with a glass curtain, a solid wall of glass that lets. It is very nice right now. I'll go jump in. Especially even after 7 o'clock, the lifeguards won't be there. And later in the day is, of course, the best time. The radiant amount of sunshine that hits the lake will be at the optimum, will be at the best point. So, and Transformers 3 is filming somewhere around town, too. There's Oak Street Beach. Got lots of trees here in Chicago, too. We got oaks and elms, maples, sequoias, and we even got a few Illinois face slappers. You're about to find out why. Get out. The dog says roof. He says, okay, what's sandpaper feel like? The dog says rough. Says, who is the greatest baseball player of all time? The dog says, Ruth. And the talent agent says, I'm sorry, it's just I don't have time. I don't have room for, I said, Ruth. I don't have time for a talking dog right now in the show. I'm so sorry. And they walk out of the office. They're walking down the street. The dog turns to the man and says, what? DiMaggio? All right, this is River Nort over here. He was the mastermind of that whole thing. He was shot himself outside of a Milwaukee Avenue bowling alley, St. Valentine's Day, 1936. And there was a comic Valentine dropped on his body moments after he was shot. It read, you've lost your job, you've lost your dough, your jewels, and fancy houses, but things could be worse, you know, you haven't lost your trousers. Now, this Michael Anthony building here on the corner dates back to 1891 or 92. There was artist studio space during the 1893 Columbian Expo. Artists came from all over the world. They wanted to put down roots in the city, but it was kind of expensive to live here at that time. Lambert gave them cheap rent because he did not want them to leave the city. He wanted them to stay here and branch out as artists. You guys the name of that studio space?